This is episode 1, season 1 of Coach Uplugged. What we're going to do is talk about several things. I have some video I want to show you. I have some interviews we're going to do over time. And kind of the way that we're going to do it. First thing I'm going to do is kind of news and housekeeping, I refer to it as. Talk about kind of things that are going on right now in basketball and sports in general. And then I'm going to do some general fundamentals, maybe look at some basketball specific types of gear that's out there. And then hopefully eventually we'll get guests and interviews and some of those kind of fun things as we kind of move forward. So basketball season, it's beginning of September, and basketball season is 2 months away. And the National Federation of High School Coaches have come up with some new rules. So I thought I'd first talk about those, give you kind of my opinion on some of those rules, and maybe eventually we'll delve into the WIA here a little bit more. But first one was arm sleeves. Arm sleeves, knee sleeves, lower leg sleeves, and tights are permissible. I'm not a big fan. I think we're getting to the point where we're wearing body armor. I know there's some things that are needed for injury purposes, but I've never been a big fan of the tights and the sleeves and maybe I grew up in the old shorty short era, so, that's one of the big ones. They talked about logo and some of the other ones. Intentional fouls include but are not limited to excessive contact with an opponent while the ball is live or until the airborne shooter returns to the floor. I'm sure people that are watching this have watched plenty of basketball. I think the intentional foul is similar to the charge. It's a judgment call. It depends on the set of officials you have sometimes on the stretch and what kind of call you're going to get with an intentional. We all know what's intentional the last 35 seconds of the game. But next one is a player occupying a marked lane space may enter the lane or release the ball of the free throw. I think this is the biggest rule change. It's going to be, as soon as they're in the lane, as soon as the release of the ball, there's going to be more contact, there's going to be more fouls. I think this is a huge rule change. They're moving away from, I thought they were moving away from getting less contact, and now it seems like we're going to move toward more contact. But the following acts constitute a foul: placing two hands on a player, placing an extended arm. Maybe it's me, but hand checking is part of the game. Hasn't changed much. It's not consistently called. I think just about everybody hand checks. If some of these rules get called on, placing and keeping a hand on a player, from somebody that wasn't that quick, I had to do that a lot to kind of keep somebody in front of me. But I think the third one's the biggest one. I think the free throw on the release is going to change the game. Especially on free throws, I think there's going to be some late, especially in high school basketball, there's going to be some late games where people don't box out and they get layups. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to shoot up, as we kind of talk about it, if you go right, I'm going to go over here. I'll go over here. Up here, if you could subscribe, look at my channel. I'm going to try to put up a couple of videos a week through basketball season. You can look at my ads and those kind of things. It's great. I'm doing it to try to give a little bit back and teach some of the things that I've learned over 25 years of coaching. So if you get a chance, subscribe. I'll get the arrows right down. So I'm gonna shoot something up now. 35, 40 seconds, talk about triple threats. Some days I'll do this, some days I'll talk about products. We'll just kind of see. I'm keeping a running total. Probably be about every couple weeks we'll do one of these podcasts. And like I said, my goal long term is to get a couple people to do this kind of as a round table and talk hoops. Because this is the greatest game ever invented. Second to craps. I like craps. Okay. So you got to be patient with me here because I'm learning all my new technology. So let's go over the triple threat stuff. Triple threat position, key components. First one is knees are bent, feet are triple wide. 3 points of contact are both hands and the ear, and that right elbow should be up a little bit more, and both elbows are out like an airplane. I hope that helped. Again, just basic. I like the double angle, kind of. You can see triple threat. If you do those 3 or 4 things, I think kids don't. We'll talk about this over the next couple of months. I don't think kids are real strong with the basketball on a consistent basis. I think it's a skill that really needs a lot of work, and I'm trying to deal with that with my son, who's in 7th grade, who's not super strong at this point. But if you can put in triple threat and you can protect that ball, I think it's extremely important. So I think that's something I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to break some drills down and do some other things kind of as we move forward. So next thing I'm going to do is shoot up an interview. I have a bunch of interviews. I have some with John Mame, and I haven't got Wesley yet. I'm going to get him soon. But I've got some kind of questions, generic stuff with John Mame, with Keaton Nankivil, some other coaches and stuff that I've met over the last couple months. Whenever I meet somebody, I usually shoot a camera in front of them and ask them a couple questions. So we'll slowly kind of put these interviews out, and like I said, my goal is hopefully down in the comments down there, we'll get people to tell me what they want to hear about, what they want me to go over, what they want me to discuss. If it's specific stuff, I've got a whiteboard I can shoot up onto the internet. I can do that. If they want to talk about a specific topic, I'm going to leave it up. This isn't a live video podcast, so I can take some time and do it well. So I'm going to do a short little interview with Keaton Nankivil, who played in Germany for the last 3 or 4 years, played UW Badgers. Is now in Spain. Just kind of ask him some questions, and hope you enjoy this. Thanks. Next one. Next question is what do you do in the off season? So you finished playing in Germany. You have 2 or 3 months off. What do you do in the off season to kind of keep your game where it needs to be?
Well, first I try and get my body back. It's such a long season, so I try and take a week, maybe 2 off of the court, but also stay in shape, because there's nothing worse than trying to get back into shape after you get out of shape. Mostly though, we just come in here, try and get a lot of shots up, some individual stuff, because during the season it's a lot more team practice, so more reps in here in the summer. Toward the end of the summer, play a little more 5-on-5 and try and get some weight back, some strength and all that kind of stuff back. It's just daily, keep working on your body somehow.
It's like teaching a little bit. You gotta recharge your battery a little bit in the off season.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a long season, and no matter how much you love basketball, you need a couple days off the court.
Right, and I've talked to Wesley about it. People forget that it's a job too. Yeah. It's no different than going working at the bank or coming and teaching math. You're getting paid to do a job, just like everybody else, and some jobs get paid more. If you're a surgeon, you get paid more, but it's still a job. You got to show up and do your job.
Yeah, and I think sometimes the hard part about playing professionally is you're always on somebody else's schedule. And in the summer, you get to be on your own schedule, and that's the best thing about summer.
Yeah, it's very similar to teaching. All right, I hope you kind of enjoyed that. Again, couple housekeeping things, couple things just as observations. This is the time of year that basketball players are getting into. It's like football players get ready kind of in the summer. Basketball players are getting ready now. So hopefully you as a coach are doing the same thing and trying to get ready for the upcoming season. If you can subscribe, if you can donate, if you can go look at my ads, either one of those, that'd be great. Helps me. I want to get some new equipment. I want to get a new mic. I want to hopefully be able to have some more coaches kind of teleconference and and do this. The great thing about the world we live in now is you can hit shorten. So again, down in the comments, anything you want to hear about, anything you want me to talk about, just let me know, and we'll try to get it on the next podcast. Thanks. And episode 1 is in the can, all done.